Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into some Grand Voyage level 5 with the new Roger, Rayleigh, and Gaban taking down the Baratie against Mihawk and Zoro. Both of these quests need you to bring a mono-int, mono-slasher-based team, and respectively, they need you to bring the opposites to whichever one they are. So Mihawk, you need to bring a Zoro, and Zoro, you need to bring a Mihawk. So with the release of Roger, Rayleigh, Gaban, obviously brings a lot of power to int-based teams, to slasher-based teams. So we're going to try them out over in some of the harder content in the game with some different style teams. And the big issue with these two particular quests is for the Mihawk fight, you really want to bring V1 Rayleigh 6+, and then for the Zoro fight, you really want to bring Roger and Newgate. So we are sort of funneled into utilizing the new Roger, Rayleigh one as a friend captain, but it is very doable, it is very fun, and with that said, let's dive into the video. Alright, so first of all, we're going to take on the Mihawk Fight. This is the team that we're using. As you can see, we are using the Treasure Map Rare Recruit Zoro as our Zoro character. We have a full int squad with a friend captain, Roger, Rayleigh, Gaban. That's the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive on in. Now, you guys will see some pretty heavy investment in today's video. But if you guys try it out with less investment, let me know in the comment section below how your runs went. This particular team is very, very good. It should be able to clear it with very low investment. You have a lot of damage output, and with the Roger, Rayleigh, Gaban friend captain, you actually get 2 turns of Super Swap charge for your Law and Beppo, which works perfectly. Now, there was a lot of strats utilizing Law and Beppo when they first released, utilizing the Bug Stall strategy, but obviously Bug Stall has been patched now, so you can't really utilize that strat for some of these harder Grand Voyage fights. But, like I said, with the release of Roger, Rayleigh, Gaban, they give 2 turns of cooldown, Super Swap, and Verse Charge at the start of the quest. Now, as you guys will see on that first stage, we managed to kill it pretty simply. However, sometimes you won't kill it first turn, but that's okay, because you do need to either take 1 turn on turn 1 or 1 turn on turn 2. If you kill it in 1 turn, just take the turn over here on the 2nd turn, but if you don't, then just kill it on the next turn. As you can see with Law and Beppo as captain, you are getting tandem orbs every time you attack with color affinity, so you are going to be building up some matching orbs to just easily take out that 2nd stage, as well as the 2nd turn if you need it on the 1st stage. On to turn 3 now. This is where the content gets a little bit finicky. We do get an orb boost at the start of the fight, as you can see, so switching with Law and Beppo gives you an attack boost every single turn. It helps out with your damage immensely. On this 3rd turn, we're going to use the Halloween Mihawk support to get a carryover attack boost. We have that very low orb boost, which works really, really well. But then we're actually going to use the Roger, Rayleigh, Gaban special. Now, big downside to Roger, Rayleigh, Gaban is they are a special bind removing unit. However, unlike the New Year's Sabo Super Sugo, they don't have a way of removing it on themselves if they're a captain. So, later in the quest, we actually get special bind on our friend captain, so we can't really utilize their special to their full potential on the final stage. However, we can definitely use it here to help us kill stage 3 and kill stage 4. And as you guys can see, I got some really, really bad orb manipulation just through that orb swap that they give. They also make a bunch of orbs besides int and dex orbs unfavorable. So the damage numbers that you have there, thanks to the color affinity, the chain multiplicative buff, the territory, it all works in your favor, and it's just a really, really nice damage turn. As you can see, on turn 4, we get special bind on our captain and, our friend captain and our middle right unit, but that doesn't matter because we've already utilized their specials. There's some threshold and some burn here, as well as an attack down, and some paralysis. Now, we are utilizing the crocodile support, as well as the Corazon support. If you guys don't have Crocodile from the Treasure Map Rare Recruit, you can actually use Izo Kiku over on Komurasaki. This team's sort of just designed to show how much damage it has, but the color affinity support on Komurasaki, it's really not that essential. As you can see, we have the increased attack boost thanks to the Law Beppo swap. We have base stats, we have a conditional buff against defense down, and with with Zoro, you actually remove Zoro actually removes paralysis. Now I'm looking at it, so you don't even need those supports. That's it's actually something that I just totally glossed over. You get a chain lock, though, which works very, very nicely, and you still have the territory. As you can see, the Pearl unit has very low HP. You can actually kill that unit with Law and Beppo, hit your goods or your greats, so you don't have to worry about the burn. You can just easily kill that stage. Moving into the final fight against Mihawk, he gives you bind, paralysis, and despair. So this is where we really needed to have Rayleigh V1 on our team. You don't need him level in break 5, you literally just need him to remove the 7 turns. We have the Whitey base support, which works out well, and as you guys will see, I don't even use the ship's special to kill this particular stage. Komurasaki gives us a resiliency buff, so that way we don't have to worry about the death hit, and as you can see, wham bam, thank you man, the team does it ridiculously easy. So that's the first fight against Mihawk, getting it done nicely. This next one against Zoro was a little bit more finicky, so as you can see, we have a little bit of investment. As you guys can see, level limb break 5 Mihawk is going to be essential for this particular run, and getting like a nice chunky HP threshold for stage 3 is going to be essential. We are running Roger RAYLEIGH GABAN as a friend captain and Law as our captain, which is great because we get a 1.4 times buff. We also get a 1.35 buff, and then we have the Aura Jackson awakened, so we have more HP there. You do need to make sure that when you move into stage 3, you have over 100,000 HP. However, there is a little cheeky way that you can get around it by utilizing resilience sockets and poison sockets. This team does need poison sockets because the Shiryu support won't trigger fast enough to just survive the death hit unless you have like a bazillion HP utilizing something like 6+ Big Mom and Prometheus. But here, we obviously don't have that luxury. So you do want to have the Liberal Hind maxed out. You do want to utilize it for its special, and you also want to make sure you have poison sockets. But again, resilient sockets, they are going to help out a lot if you guys are running this particular team. So therefore, you realistically only just need level limit break 5 Mihawk to get around 7 turns of defense up. Now, as you can see, we use the super type of Law on turn 1 to kill that nice and easily. We didn't swap with Roger and Newgate because we did need to be at a nice chunky HP threshold. We are going to swap with them on turn 2. And that way we actually go a little bit less HP, but we stay at our technical new max HP. For turn 2 and turn 3, you really need to be above 99% HP. It's basically crucial. Otherwise, you just get a whole bunch of nasty stuff happen to you, and it basically just ends your run. So you need to be above 100,000 HP, and you need to be at max HP when you move into this stage. Because as you can see, you take 100,000 damage, and even with the 20% damage reduction that Roger RAYLEIGH GABAN give, it will not help you, as that 100,000 bypasses defensive effects, which is very, very annoying. So Corazon support helps us out with the bind and some of the paralysis. We have the swap of Roger and Newgate for an attack orb boost, and then we can use our Zoro special to remove the paralysis and give us 3 turns of a chain lock. Even with some unfortunate orbs here, you should still be able to kill. You have plenty of damage. Like, just make sure you time your taps correctly because of that chain lock, and then you should be absolutely fine. Start with someone that has an orb, and then sort of tap with your unfavorable orbs a little bit later. You can sort of strategically plan what orbs you have, depending on what characters are next to Roger RAYLEIGH GABAN as well. Moving on to stage 4 against Don Krieg. He has 7 turns of defense up. Very annoying. As you can see, we got that poison, so we have the poison sockets for that. And he does a monstrous death hit. So what we want to do here is use the Law special to give us the resilience buff. He can also give us the carryover orb effect. You can't use orbs on the final stage, like an orb boost. You can't use chain boost, and you can't use color affinity. So once again, we're going to have to use the Roger RAYLEIGH GABAN special on turn 4. But the upside to doing that is we actually get the chain multiplicative buff carryover because they extend it to 3 turns. Plus, they give us the 3-turn territory, so we are going to carry that into the final stage as well. And then just utilize the color affinity buff here to just do some big chunky damage. We have the Tashigi support on our Zoro. We're going to finish it off with a switch with Roger and Newgate, so that way we can swap into them on the final stage for a little bit of an attack boost. And as you guys can see here, like, we have quite a lot of damage. Like, it's a lot of damage going our way. So you should be able to easily take this stage out. You get a full board of Psy Orbs, which Roger and Newgate make matching. Then you get another full board of Unfavorable Orbs, which again, Roger and Newgate make matching. You are going to take a huge death hit, but Law's going to protect you from that, and then you can move into the final stage nice and easily. On the final stage, you get Despaired, but Law takes care of that nice and easy. There's 7 turns of defense up and 6 turns of 5 turns of damage reduction, maybe. Utilizing the double special activation of Iron here is going to remove the damage reduction and most of the defense up. You have the ship special for the paralysis, and then you can swap with Roger and Newgate to get an attack boost. Utilizing the Nami support for a small color affinity boost, you can increase that. And once you've done that, basically, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, you've just got everything covered. The Ace support removes the rest of the defense up, and from here on out, you just basically need to be able to kill. Like I said, make sure you max out your poison sockets, make sure you max out your resilient sockets if you don't have as much investment as I do. But as you can see, the damage numbers here, it all works out pretty hunky-dory. So that's going to wrap up the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Roger RAYLEIGH GABAN is fantastic for these 2 quests, and it's really good to see that we're getting some Super Sugos that help us clear some very hard content. But belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy this day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Loot!